Hello everybody, welcome back to C&S Corvettes in beautiful sunny Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully helpful Corvette information. Before we get started, check this out. Hey guys, we got a new car that's up for the sweepstakes this week. This sweepstakes ends December 22nd. Drawing is on December 28th of 2024. But look at this car. This is a 2024 Z06 convertible with the Z07 performance package, plus $25,000 for taxes and whatnot. Now, when you buy sweepstakes entries through us, if you buy $25 worth of tickets, you get 18 tickets plus 9 promos. If you buy $50 worth of tickets, you get 40 tickets plus 20 extra. So it's an extra 50% entries anytime you go through our site. This is benefiting the Auburn Duesenberg Automobile Museum, which is a fantastic place. All you have to do is click on whatever dollar amount you want, and there's our code right there. And just fill out your information and it'll get you all handled. Good luck guys. If you win it, I sure hope you give me a ride. Trivia question today is, what did the RPO code ZHZ stand for? ZHZ. So today's topic kind of came to us spontaneously because Steve is having his F450 worked on for the next few weeks at a shop, and he really likes having a pickup truck, so he was looking for something to buy, drive for a few weeks, and then, sell. So he ended up finding a really clean, nice 2009 Chevy Silverado. Super nice truck. But it's got a couple of little things inside that need a little refreshing. One of those things, for example, was the silver kind of plated glove box latch for the top glove box in the dash. And he and I were in there going, wonder what that's going to cost. It costs $9, brand new. And he and I chuckled about that like, wow, you can tell this isn't a Corvette, right? Well, so that got me thinking. I'm sure people out there in YouTube land wonder why Corvette parts tend to be more expensive than regular car parts. And it isn't necessarily because it fits a Corvette, it's because of, well, it all comes down to how many vehicles use that same part and for how many years. In 2009, GM made 316,444 Silverados. By comparison, GM made 16,596 Corvettes. Now, that's just 1 year. Let's stretch it out a little bit. They use that same latch in the Silverado and also the Tahoe and all these other things from 2007 through 2013. Now, just Silverado production in that time was 2,215,108 trucks. Okay, in that time, Corvette total production was 143,730 vehicles. As you can tell, much larger market. So when you have a much larger market, obviously more companies are going to want to jump in and make that product because obviously there's clearly going to be a huge demand, right? So that competition tends to drive prices down. Usually in the Corvette hobby, when somebody makes a good reproduction part that solves a problem and it's reasonably priced, it doesn't normally have a lot of competition because the market's small enough, it wouldn't be worth the time and investment to pay a company to make the tooling and to tool up and pay for 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 parts when the part already exists to solve the problem, and you'd be cutting your own throat by investing your money into something that you're going to have to undersell. Now, this has changed over the last 10 years because what you'll see happen a lot of the time is individual companies who are in a specific line of work, like we are in Corvettes, will go ahead and invest in a part to be made. They will pay for the R&D, they will pay for the tooling, and they will pay for several thousand of the parts in the first order. And normally, if you want to do this for less than $20 quadrillion, you have to go overseas, especially for plastic injection molded stuff. You have to go overseas, which tends to be China. What we're seeing happen now, and I know some of the bigger guys in the Corvette reproduction world are suffering from this, you'll pay Shiny Parts Company to make 3,000 glove box latches for you for the 2009 Corvette. And what will happen with that is they'll get you your first order and it'll work and you're selling them and you're happy. Then all of a sudden that company's subsidiary, very shiny parts company, starts selling them on Amazon for about what you paid for them. Why do they do that? Because you, my friend, as the Corvette company, paid for all the R&D and the tooling and everything else. So they are basically making parts that they can sell for $10, $20, $30 that cost you about 10 grand in tooling, duties, taxes, shipping to the United States, and now they get to crank out these parts at about $3 a piece. So since there is no real enforcement of intellectual property rights in China, which is a huge international problem, it's a whole different subject, but that's why you're seeing parts cost more for Corvette. Now, you can buy Corvette parts on places like Amazon or Alibaba, but the quality is going to be really questionable, because what we also know from our bitter experience is that the parts you get as the guy who paid for the tooling and set the specs tend to meet your specifications and tend to have the right materials in the right way to make them work. When they put them on Amazon, they are going to use the cheapest components possible. They'll still use the same molds for the plastic, but any springs, any hinges, any pins, any moving parts are going to be the least expensive possible. So while they are cheaper, they aren't necessarily the same quality. And that's basically it. And by weight of comparison, so the 2009 Silverado latch is $9. A good quality 2009 Corvette glove box latch is about $40. 2009 Porsche 911 glove box latch is $90. And a 2009 Range Rover glove box latch is about $120. So you can see how the pricing strata also is affected by the brand name, and if the manufacturer retains the rights to manufacturing that, or it's being reproduced by somebody completely unconnected with the manufacturer. So that's why Corvette parts tend to cost more, just because there are far fewer of them. That would have been the 2008 and 2009 cars that were made specifically for Hearst Rental Car Company, and they were called the ZHZ model. They were all painted Velocity yellow. They all had a black stripe. They were all automatics, had 2LT interior options, had the NPP exhaust, and had special 7-spoke chrome wheels. There were 500 of them made, all coupes, in 2008, and 375 convertibles made in 2009. Once Hertz was done with them and they reached 22 or 25,000 miles, Hertz then sold them off, and they are actually considered to be something of a unicorn in the Corvette world. So ZHZ was the 2008 and 2009 Hertz rental cars. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Comment below, ask me any questions you can below, or email me. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a great weekend.